Hi there, mamas. I'm Catherine, and I'm a certified EFT tapping practitioner, emotional freedom technique, and I also am a mum to two girls. So I have a 3-year-old girl and a 9-week-old girl who is sleeping in her room at the moment, hence why I am holding my phone in my bedroom. I've secluded myself away, and fingers crossed she stays asleep for the duration of this video. So as mums, we all know how much we are entwined with our newborn, how much energy we give to them, how much they give back or don't give back sometimes until they're a certain age. But do we know how important it is to look after our own mental health and our own emotions and how that might transfer through to our children? So because what I do is basically energy psychology, it's a blend of cognitive behavioral techniques and also acupuncture, but without needles. So we're talking about our problems while we're tapping on meridian points on the face and upper body. And what this does is it actually counteracts the stress response. So when we have a stressful thought, we're feeling anxious, there's a part of our brain that's actually sending a signal to our body that we're in danger. So because our subconscious that activates that signal is now, it's very irrational. It doesn't understand, humor. It doesn't understand that, hey, the amount of washing that we have piling up is not actually a threat to our survival. It will just be very black and white in its response. So something as simple as a massive to-do list, and it's not always simple, of course, but it can actually trigger that response. So of course, when you're a mum, you've got this stress response happening all the time. And what happens when you have a young baby and they're crying, they're unsettled, or you're just finding motherhood very difficult? We're always on that hyper alert. We have that stress response going 90% of the time often. And I myself have been there a few times myself. So I actually had postnatal depression with my first daughter. And of course, being a therapist who deals with anxiety and depression, I refuse to acknowledge it because my job is to help other people. And I didn't want to acknowledge that maybe I needed a bit of help as well. And since having Zoe, my youngest, who is now 9 weeks old, just over 9 weeks, I've recognized what it's like to actually feel all of those beautiful feelings that you're supposed to feel as a mum. And of course, we don't always have those, and that's totally okay. But what I want to talk about today is the importance of looking after our own emotions and how that actually transfers through to our kids. So if you notice, if you're really highly strung, you're very anxious, you're stressed out, say you're in a cafe, and this happens all the time, your baby's crying, you're getting more worked up, you can feel that heat rising up your neck, you start shaking, you don't know what to do, and your child just, the crying intensifies and you think, oh my God, I'm going to lose the plot. I have to leave. I have to go. There's no way this child's going to settle. What if you could actually stop that in the moment and it had nothing to do with the baby? So we can notice that when we are calm, our babies are calm as well. And you see that all the time in equine therapy. So a lot of people use horses to help calm themselves. People who've been through trauma, abuse, things like that. They're actually working with horses because horses are very vibey. So they pick up on energy. And if you're really calm, they're going to be calm. If you're really hyped up and really anxious, they actually pick up on those vibes and will respond accordingly. Same with our kids. So we're obviously very energetically entwined with our babies, particularly because they are looking to us for signals, reading their environment. So they're actually waiting for our cues and picking up on our cues as to how to respond to stimuli. So if we're really upset, they're going to be upset as well. So that's why it's so important to actually look after your emotional health. And if you're calm, if you can do some breathing exercises and just center yourself, focus on your own feelings and just relaxing in the moment, chances are that's going to transfer to your child as well. And I've done this in real time. I've practiced it this morning with my beautiful friend Hannah that I caught up with. And I was a little bit stressed out, to be honest, about doing that. I thought, look, I don't know if Zoe's going to sleep, but I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to ride it out and just be calm. And often it's not easy to make that conscious choice. And that's where, a therapy like EFT tapping can actually come in handy because you can bring down that emotional response in the moment very, very quickly. But what happened is that actually she responded to my calm and my lack of, adrenaline and was very, very calm and fell asleep the whole time. So you can practice this at home yourself. Give it a go. If you'd like some more assistance, I do EFT with groups, I do it with families, I do it with mums, I do it with kids, and it's a very effective self-help tool. So I've got a program called From Mayhem to Mindfulness for mums coming out soon. It's an 8-week program. So if you'd like to be part of it, it's an online program. Please drop your name below and I can send you the details and put you on the list, but I have to write it first and find the time to do so. But in the meantime, taking each day as it comes, just being calm, being in the moment, moment. And, realizing that no matter how unsettled they are or how difficult it seems, this too shall pass. I think that's probably the best form of advice that I can give you. But in the meantime, if you need some more emotional support, EFT can be a great tool that you can have literally at the tips of your fingers to help you relax, to calm not only yourself, but also your baby in the moment. All right, I'll be back with more tips and tricks soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.